welcome to a very brisk morning in mid-December. Just setting out from the outskirts of Palma on a rather daft ride. This is the hardest 100 is the macho name that I'm giving it. 100 miles, doing pretty much all of the hardest climbs on Mallorca in one route. So a lot of it is the MA10 ride, but nipping off the main road to do some silly climbs on the way, including Sobremunt, if that's how you say it. So that's what everyone regards as the hardest one on the island. So got a little warm up before we get there, but it should be good. Some nice morning light on the Col de Sacru. Nice gentle climb just outside of the kind of west coast of Palma before you get into the mountains. It's really cold this morning. This is the coldest morning I've had since living in Mallorca. It's mid-December, so to be expected. So why, you may ask? Why am I doing this? Well, it's not really a huge reason. I was just keen to try and do Sobremunt. And then when I was researching it, I saw Port de Canonge, another climb on this route which I hadn't done before. And I started stringing them together. I've got a forager. Yeah, I started stringing them together and I was like, oh, hang on. We can do this, we can do this, we can do Port de Valldemossa, we do Puig, we do Sa Calobra, and it's basically every single one of the hardest rides on the island near enough. So I thought, we'll go for that, hardest 100 miles. We just topped out on Col de Sacru, so I'm going to put you away and descend. Okay, first climb done. Pretty straightforward. Feeling good. Now on to probably one of the only flatter sections of the course. I say that. It says I'm about to descend down Col de Tordes, but it really is up and down all day. So anything below 4% I'm going to call flat. Taking the turning off to Sobremunt. There were some signs back there that said, well, I suspect they said that it might be closed due to rockfall. But I'm sure that's just for cars, isn't it? Silly little cars with their 4 wheels. I've only got 2. and I've got a couple of feet in case I need to hike a bike, so we'll see. I may be coming back down this way. Okay, the road's starting to kick up here. I got 17% showing on my head unit. Deep red as far as the eye can see on the Wahoo climb page. Not something you often get in Mallorca, as well known as it is as a climber's paradise. Generally, the climbs are pretty shallow for the most part. I'm 20% now, 22. It was hard doing this one-handed. Woo! Okay, 25% on that section just there. Now, to shatter the illusion of how these videos are made, I'm doing bits of this twice to capture it in stunning 4K for you all. And I tell you what, turning around, oh fucking hell, turning around and trying to clip back in on a 20% gradient in the wet is not so easy. I don't know whether the gradient comes across on camera, but let me tell you, it's pretty serious. I think I'm nearing the top now, just on a little bit of a flatter section. As much as you want to ride out the saddle, it's basically not an option at all, because you just wheel spin and slide all over the place. I was thinking that it wasn't actually that bad, but I just remembered that the worst bit is at the end, and I can see the big block of red ahead of me. So fuck knows what this is going to be like. Okay, well, turns out I've done it. My sat nav was all bent out of shape from the elevation. I don't know, vertigo. Said that I still had plenty left to do, but turns out I'd done it. Easy. Sobremunt. Wasn't that bad. I suppose I'm just a tough nut. Anyway, that's 2 down. 6 more to go. Heading out of the Sporlos now. 2 climbs down. I think about 25k in. Still yet to see another cyclist. You know, mood is high. I think today's going to be a day of ups and downs in more ways than one, but I'd currently give myself an 8 or a 9 out of 10 for vibe. Only marking down slightly because I'm a bit cold. And my first port of call for today at the Port de Canonge. Incredible little descent that. Didn't know what to expect too much, but that was a series of some of the most hilarious switchbacks on the island. I think it's just back and forth. So looking forward to heading back up the other way on that one. About 2 hours into the ride now, feeling good. Sun's coming out. It's a beautiful day. Not bad. What? Sorry?
Is it slippery?
It's not too bad.
What kind of tyres do you have?
So they're 30mm GP 5000s.
Oh, they're GP 5000. Yeah, I used to have Continental.
Okay, just time for a little vibe check. Vibes are still high. I think we may be nudging it up towards a 10. Bold, I know, but I think it's all very cocky at this early juncture. But that's on to the fourth climb now. That was the Port de Canonge, which it can't be how it's pronounced. That sounds bonkers. Canonge. What kind of word is that? Canonge? I haven't got a clue. The Col d'en Claret. It's such a nice little climb. It's not really tough in any way. And you've just got such amazing views. All the way down to Palma. Beautiful smooth tarmac. And believe it or not, just as I ticked over 2.5 hours for the ride, I saw my first other cyclist. I don't think I've ever gone so far in a day here in Mallorca without seeing anyone. Don't know whether that's the choice of route, the time of year, or words out that I'm about, but little section there was, I think, the first prolonged bit of descending that I've had today where I've not been, you know, right on the brakes for switchbacks and, you know, trying not to skid out, so that's quite nice. It's bumped my average speed up to a whopping 17.8 kilometers an hour, so absolutely huge. Here at Port de Valldemossa, the second port of the day, down at sea level again, before heading back up. All going very well, vibes are still sky high. I've eaten all my jam sandwiches, so I haven't got any more solid food left. It's okay, we've got Daya coming up, so I'm going to stop for some lunch there. And then, I mean, we're halfway done at that point, surely. It's only Puig and Sa Calobra to go, so, you know, small fry for a big boy like me. It's a cool climb, this one. As you can see, you've got this tiny narrow road cut into the side of the cliff. It's quite a similar climb to Port de Canonge in that they serve pretty similar functions, which is to get from the MA10 down to these little ports. Lots of switchbacks, probably not a great deal of traffic. A hidden gem. That's my hidden gem stamp of approval. They're very coveted. I've just stopped in Daya for some lunch, 70k in, over 2,000 meters of climbing now, so little bird there. Yeah, just kind of approaching halfway probably for the day. Two major climbs left to do in Sa Calobra and Puig, but I think it's all alright. By the way, look at that, not bad. It's a nice sandwich, but Would it kill them to put a bit of mayo in here? Dry as anything. I'm choking this down. Damn, true. Right, leaving the beautiful town of Daya behind. Had my lunch break. About 10 minutes. It's all I can really afford for it today. Otherwise, it's going to be getting dark later. I saw a sign there. I love this section of road between Daya and Sawyer. The tarmac is like the most pristine of pristine Mallorcan roads. And you've got the incredible backdrop of the Mediterranean, as you can see there. Doesn't get much better. Right, time for the graveyard shift, aka Big Major. All of the other climbs today are kind of punchy. You're done in half an hour, which is quite nice. But this one's a bit of a slog. Probably only a quarter of the way up Big Major at the moment. It's a pig, all right. It's just lots of this. Like, basically all the reasons that, you know, this road is probably the best descent on the island make it a bit dull on the way up. Dare I say the vibes are dipping below the highs of earlier on. We're certainly not at an 8 or a 9 or a 10. Maybe a 7 or a 6, 6.5, I think. Just had the Bora Hansgrohe team whiz past me. Wasn't quick enough on the draw with the camera, but I think you saw one of them at the end. Question is this the hardest 100-mile route that you can do in Mallorca? I suspect it's not quite. The key thing for me, the rules, is that it has to be a proper route. It can't just be me doing laps on Sa Calobra or Sobremunt. So point to point or in a loop, doesn't matter. And the other thing with this is it's got to end at my house or near enough. So yeah, I mean, let me know if you've got any other harder 100-milers, because I'll think about doing them, or maybe you can do them and send me your Strava file. All right, that's Big Major done. Going into the tunnel now. Okay, 5 hours and 20 minutes in, just ticked over 100 kilometers, and I tell you what, I'm up at probably nearly 1,000 meters elevation. Just come up, down a little bit off Pig Major, and it's freezing. It might be 10 degrees at sea level, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's in the single digits up here. Here we are, the final port of the day. No, it's not. I live in Port Pollenca, there's another port, but it's the final descent for a climb down to the bottom of Sa Calobra. Made it down in one piece. Feeling a little bit stiff, a little bit tired, but I think I'm doing okay with my nutrition. 3,200 meters of climbing done now. 115 kilometers done, so get this tiny little lump out of the way and we're home and dry. Not bad. So about halfway up Sa Calobra now. So far I'm 9 minutes behind my PB. It's going, yeah, just taking it easy. Just past the hole that we put Bryn's bike in after his crash. If you've seen the Sa Calobra video. But again, vibes are still good. I don't know, sorry to disappoint you. I was kind of expecting this video to be a bit of a sufferfest for you to kind of enjoy watching me grovel, but I'm having a good time, which is nice. I think it's just been about getting on top of my nutrition and being vigilant with eating enough and not going too hard, but it's all right. Look at the big view. I mean, I'm not at the top yet, but once we're at the top, it's more or less downhill home. Pretty much done. Look, all the way from down there. 3,833 meters climbing at the moment. 6 hours, 40 minutes. I think we'll be home before dark. We'll be fine. done it. Here you go, there's your proof. Right, go that way. Stop for a little gel. Look at that view. I'll be honest, the vibes have dipped slightly, but only minorly. But 7 hours in now, and I quite want to get home and have a hot shower and some food that's not gel form. Just the descent off the Formentor, and then we are pretty much home and dry. Looking forward to getting home and dry. So I'm currently out and sticky. I'm covered in gels. Every kind of bit of my pockets and everything else is just got little bits of gel from the wrappers. And it's made its way onto my phone and my hoods, handlebars. Everything's covered in gel, so at least if I fully bonk, I can just lick my bike and make it home. Said it a few times today, I'm misdressed. I really am absolutely freezing. Actually kind of shivering a little bit. The shorts are a bad idea. Could have done with another layer. Maybe a snood. I saw all the pros at the top of Fig Major and they were wrapped up really tight. I'm pretty much home now. We've just finished the descent. The moon is up in the sky. The sun is setting. And I think that's been a successful day out. I hope you've enjoyed watching that. It was supposed to be the hardest 100 miles on the island, and I think you'd be hard pushed to beat it, but let me know if you have a go at the ride yourself, or if you've got an idea of a tougher day out. Cheers. Remember to like and follow, subscribe, all of that stuff. Shine on, Mooney! Mooney, shine on!